Ever since Todd Bowley and Iqbalis Clearlake took over Chelsea, one of the main priority was to either redevelop Stamford Bridge or move to a new location at Earls Court and build a completely new stadium. I will try to break it down in this video what is going on by reports from The Guardian and Matt Lowe, and I'm gonna try to explain what's happening because it looks like the plans to build a new stadium at Earls Court have been dismissed, and I'm also going to give you my thoughts and opinion whether we should stay at Stamford Bridge and redevelop the arena, or if I would prefer to make a move to Earls Court. So before we continue any further, as usually guys, if you want to be a legend for me, make sure you like this video, subscribe to my page and hit that notification bell. Chelsea are understood to have drawn up plans and to have identified the Lily Bridge depot as one of the areas which to build. Jason Glennon, the new Chelsea chief executive, has been leading discussions and have had productive talks. The Earls Court Development Committee will be able to move ahead if it receives planning permission. That would place a major obstacle in Chelsea's way. Key figures involved in the planning in London believe the plans could be too expensive, and that could open a door for Chelsea because a multi-use football stadium would in those circumstances be attractive. There would be the potential to build affordable housing on the site if Chelsea's plan is approved. Bina submitted offer, a source saying a conservative estimate of its value could be about £500 million. Chelsea's owners are committed to maximizing revenue, building one of the biggest and best stadiums in the country. These were similar reports that we heard yesterday from plenty of journalists, and they were trying to explain that, well, the owners is now holding positive talks and discussions around purchasing the land, and they're going to build a new stadium at Earls Court. We got all these loads of potential PR, which I believe it is, because I never seen this amount of PR in my life ever since the owners took over, and that's why I would advise you guys and even myself to not take these reports too seriously. We wait for the future and see what it holds for us and what's gonna happen with the stadium plans. But it basically sounds like everything is all right and that the talks has been positive and that they are eventually going to move to Earls Court. There have coming out stories from The Guardian and Matt Lowe that they are three major obstacles for the Chelsea co-owners. And the first one is that the Earls Court Development Committee has downplayed it all. The first obstacle downplays Chelsea plans. A spokesperson for the Earls Court Development Committee said there is no plan within our plans for Chelsea to relocate to the Earls Court site. We have a fully detailed design shortly to be registered with both local authorities, which prioritizes the delivery of thousands of homes and jobs, etc. It is well designed, considered a master plan which has evolved over 4 years of engagement. This will see development commence in 2026. First residents and occupiers moving in from 2030. This is and will remain our primary focus. What we can understand here is that The Guardian and Matt Lowe is explaining that a spokesperson has downplayed Chelsea plans. Whether this spokesperson is telling the truth or not, we can only wait for future updates. But why would you come out and just lie about that there is no plans with Chelsea? This just reveals to us that these owners are feeding us lies constantly every week through journalists by reporting things that might not actually be true whatsoever. They just trying to portray themselves as perfect and that they never makes mistakes, because these owners has a huge ego. Another obstacle that is so obvious in the current moment that's stopping us from moving is that the owners is currently having a civil war with each other, and then we don't know for how long that is going to continue. And I don't think we can start discussions again till the civil war, so to say, is resolved, because they don't even trust each other in the current moment. Third reason also is that if Chelsea's owners wants to move away from Stamford Bridge, they need to get an agreement from Chelsea pitch owners, because they were founded for multiple years ago and they are there to protect Stamford Bridge, Chelsea's name. If they want to relocate, they need to get an agreement from Chelsea pitch owners, which is unlikely to happen. So we got three major obstacles here. It looks like Earls Court is dismissed in the current moment and it's not going to happen. But what about redeveloping Stamford Bridge? Chelsea have not ruled out staying, but there has been no progress in any plans to redevelop Stamford Bridge. The ground's proximity to a tube line makes a rebuild extremely challenging. Chelsea have though considered a stand-by-stand rebuild, and they could be forced to play at a temporary home like Wembley for a number of years if they knock down the bridge. Chelsea made space for such a project after completing the purchase of a 1.2 acre site next to Stamford Bridge from Stoll and Housing Charity for Veterans. So it looks like in the current moment Darko owners has two options. You're either rebuilding a completely new arena at the bridge, or you revamping and redeveloping Stamford Bridge stand by stand. We know for 7-8 years ago that Roman Abramovich had plans of taking Stamford Bridge from 40 to 60,000 seats, but their permission got cancelled for different reasons. I'm not really sure why, and nothing happened with it. Obvious reasons for upgrading Stamford Bridge or building a new stadium is to raise the amount of fans that can attend to games. We have currently around 40,000 seats at the bridge, and raising it up to 60,000 will mean the club is earning more money, and we will finally catch many of the other Premier League clubs in terms of the money they are earning. Also mean that more fans could hopefully afford to purchase tickets and attend to games, because if you're having more seats, maybe you can then decrease the price tickets. That's what I hope, at least. I like both options, but if I could only pick one, it would of course to just stay at Stamford Bridge and just revamp it stand by stand, because the only thing I feel is still Chelsea is Stamford Bridge. We have our soul and heritage at that ground, and you don't want to move away from your home to a completely new location. Could deem that as acceptable if the owners were owning up their mistakes and clarifying for the fans that they're going towards a more winning project and actually showing with action that they want to win. We would do all these stuff and actually be vocal and positive and actually clarifying things for the fans and even the Chelsea pitch owners, then a lot more people would trust them. Only then I would accept us moving to another location, but I would absolutely prefer staying at the bridge and just building a new arena there, or just redeveloping it stand by stand. Because as I said, our heritage is there, our soul is there, we have a legendary stadium, I absolutely love it, but of course you also need more people. You need more fans to attend the games, and you need to catch the other Premier League teams in terms of the money they're earning. Do you prefer to move to another location and build a new stadium, or would you like to stay at the bridge and upgrade the arena? let me know your thoughts around it, and I will happily read it, and we have the discussion ongoing there. So thank you so much for watching, guys, and I'm out. Peace.